Is marriage dead? If the overwhelming divorce rate is an indication, it would appear so. Movies and music, TV shows point toward the extinction of this sacred institution. And if we look at the laundry list of relationships suffering from unresolved conflict, resentment, lack of intimacy, miscommunication, verbal, and sometimes actual physical abuse, or just that overall exhaustion from a routine rut that we can fall into, I would say let's start digging the grave now. But maybe, just maybe, there's a cure. Charles Jackson here. I'm a faithful husband, devoted father, and trusted marriage coach. But more importantly, I'm here to help you overcome your relationship challenges. Just a few months ago, I spoke to about 5 different couples within a 3-day time period, just going through my daily routine, who were considering pulling the plug on their marriage. And this was jarring to me because their desire to leave their spouse or that relationship, it wasn't caused by infidelity or any other earth-shattering issue. These individuals had simply grown disinterested in their partner for one reason or the other. And since we live in this traded-in society, the immediate thought was to swap out their spouse for a shinier model. That really hit home for me. Because see, in the beginning of my marriage, I too considered trading it in. My wife and I got to a point where we couldn't see eye to eye or agree on anything. And I was sort of convinced that we weren't compatible anymore. It wasn't until we stumbled upon the one thing that changed the entire trajectory of our relationship, and that was strategy. So think about it for a moment. Strategy is used in war, it's used in finance, it's used in every sport that you could name. And there's a reason for that, because a strategic plan increases your chances for success by 100 times. So it got me to thinking, what would my marriage, what would my relationship look like if my wife and I took a more strategic approach to our marriage instead of just waiting for things to happen and fall in place on their own? I tell you, the moment we agreed to take that step is when everything changed. For one, divorce was no longer an option. We didn't talk around our issues anymore, but we talked through them. I found that when she cooked a hot meal, I was more inclined to go and do the dishes and clean up afterwards. If I drew her a nice warm bath and sincerely listened to her frustration after a long day, she was more than happy to express her gratitude in any and multiple ways. But it was all part of this well-crafted strategy. When I really think about it, strategy has been the one thing that has literally saved my marriage. As a result, we've been married now for 11 beautiful years. So, imagine what would happen if you started taking a strategic approach to your marriage too. Arguments could diminish, you could spend more quality time with your spouse, and forgiveness and healing could really begin to take place. And yes, you'll enjoy more sexual and emotional intimacy. No matter where you are in your relationship right now, you need to know that a strategy is the key to your success. And our first step is to help you prepare an environment that is conducive for your marriage to grow in. So if you want to save your marriage, I like to share our strategic approach with you. Or if you're kind of just searching for ways to enhance an already solid foundation you've established, I'm here to show you the unique strategies we use to keep that fire burning and continue to date your spouse. And if you're thinking about getting married, now is the best time for you to develop a strategic plan. So if you're ready to get started, I want you to click here. Click the Start Here button. Your immediate next steps are outlined on the Start Here page. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to helping you real soon.